think should be on the screen.
The 8 August 2023 Planning Commission meeting for the City of Piqua is called to order. We will be using a modified Robert Rules of Order. The city will read the resolution. We have one resolution tonight. Then the commissioners will discuss it with the city if they have any questions, after which time we'll ask the applicant to come forward and then present any information he or she wants to present to the commission. Then that will be followed by questions or comments between the applicant and the commissioners. Then we will open it to anyone present who wants to make a statement and share information either for or against the resolution, after which time we will have any further discussion. One of the commissioners will make a motion. There'll be a second. We'll read some information about the findings with regards to the resolution, and then we'll vote. And in this case, it's a special use today, so we're the deciding official, deciding group at the city with regards to this matter, special use, and the appeal would have to go to the courts. At this time, if there are no objections from anyone in attendance to the aforementioned procedures, would everyone present please stand and raise your right hand to be sworn in? Let it be known that all persons present to provide testimony at this August 8th, 2023 meeting of the Planning Commission hereby swear or affirm said testimony will be the whole truth and nothing but the truth. All those in agreement, please say, "I do." All those opposed, say opposed. Thank you. You may be seated. At this time, could you call the roll?
Joe Wilson.
Here.
Shannon Brandon.
Here.
Brad Bupp.
Here.
Gary Koenig.
Here.
And Eddie Harvey.
Here.
The next item on the agenda, we have a quorum. Everyone is present, so we can conduct business. The next item on the agenda is the meeting minutes from July 11th, 2023. They were in the packet. Are there any changes, edits, or deletions in regards to the meeting minutes of July 11th, 2023? Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve the meeting minutes of July 11th, 2023?
So moved. Second.
We have motion and a second. All in favor indicate approval by saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed. The meeting minutes of July 11, 2023 are approved. No old business. We have one item of new business. If you could read the resolution, please.
Resolution PC 26-23, a resolution to authorize a special use for a self-service storage facility to be constructed at 1302 South Main Street, parcel N44-072600, zoned IH Heavy Industry. I believe, if you could read the parcel number again, please. Parcel number N44 2023-076200.
Okay, thank you very much. At this time, could we have the city report?
Sure can. Good evening, Commissioners. As you'll see in the staff report, and as mentioned previously, this property is zoned IH Heavy Industry. It's located at 1302 South Main Street, which is along the southern entry into our community, surrounded by other industrial and light industrial type uses. The application that you have before you this evening is to authorize a special use for self-service storage facility to be constructed on this site. Within the IH zoning district, a special use must be authorized before the applicant can apply for and secure the appropriate permits to be able to construct the project. In this zoning designation and being along a main corridor coming into the community, there are certain design standards that are applicable, as is always the case with the zoning code. There's obviously maximum impervious area limitations. There's also screening and fencing requirements and setbacks and building placement provisions that have to be satisfied, as well as landscaping as part of the site improvements. All of that, in addition to the usual and customary building permit requirements, stormwater management plan, and things of that variety. We've had some preliminary conversations with the applicant that's led us up to this point. They're aware of what the zoning code requirements entail in terms of screening, landscaping, pavement, curbing, lighting, all those things that are applicable, and have submitted for your consideration the schematic that is enclosed in your packet. This is an early concept of what they would propose to do, as is always the case. Developers seek the special use authorization before they go forward with expending the additional funds for the detailed construction documents. Should the commission deem this use appropriate for this location, the applicant then would be required to follow up with construction plans in the submittal of a zoning permit application, which would be reviewed for compliance with all those applicable requirements of the zoning code for this type of use at this location. In your resolution, you'll see the 4 check boxes which reference the special use criteria that should be considered when an item like this is being presented. Whether or not it's compatible with the intended use of the real estate, and whether it'll threaten the general health, safety, welfare of the surrounding properties or the adjacent property values will be negatively affected. The question of whether granting the special use unnecessarily consumes critical land uses that are uniquely suited to facilitate the needs of the community for economic development and other important needs, and if it will conform to all other applicable plans, policies, and regulations. I would submit to you that through the conversations we've had with the applicant, they have or will satisfy those items. Of course, the submittal of the construction plans for our formal review to verify conformance with the detailed design requirements is pending, but would be required as part of forwarding any permits for this project. Happy to answer any questions you might have.
Any questions from the commissioners?
Just for the owner.
Hearing none. Is the applicant present? Yes, sir. Do you want to come forward and present information? When you address the commission, if you could, state your name and your address, and then present your information.
Okay. Dan Burns, 95 Countryside Drive, North, Troy, Ohio. I am partial owner to Lockdown Storage, and obviously we're here to seek approval to move forward with building another facility. We currently have one roughly 52,000 square feet in Troy, not in the city limits, but in the township, close to Dave Arbogast's facility. So if you've got any questions, love to answer.
Yeah, so this will be completely fenced, correctly?
Absolutely.
Right. And will you have like cameras periodically to watch the area?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Our current facility has 42 cameras plus.
Okay.
So absolutely.
And then you'll have a opening, will it not be open 24 hours, I assume, right?
It will be open 24 hours, but it's all gated, everything's done online. So yes, it'll be open 24 hours.
So if I had a need to get in there, I would have some sort of access code or something, right?
Yeah, anyone that rents a unit has a code to enter into access. We record all that. And our cameras from 10 o'clock to 6 o'clock lets us know that somebody's entered in onto the facility.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Because I know they've had some instances where some homeless folks were renting and using it not for storage, but for living.
Absolutely.
And best way to find that is obviously the cameras and.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's a big concern of ours now.
Yeah.
Obviously, we have two facilities, one in St. Mary's and one in lockdown in Troy. And our goal is to raise the bar with aesthetics and custom builds, vice versa, just a standard building that comes in. I don't know if you've had the opportunity. I'm sure Chris or Kirsten has some photos of what our facilities look like. They're not your typical, storage that looks normal. It's above grade. We're trying to raise the bar in storage facilities. So, but no homeless.
And you'll have various size units. And also, will you have climate-controlled units?
No climate control at this point. This is a 6-acre parcel. And at this point, we would like to do 2 phases. Phase 1, roughly 3 acres, about 50,200 square feet. See how that fills up. And then we have talked with the city in reference potentially if that need shifts more to a flex space than on phase 2, then we would potentially put in flex space, which consists of businesses moving in, obviously with electric and water and sewer and that type of stuff.
Because I know there's a big waiting list for people wanting climate-controlled storage in the other facilities. That's why I'd ask.
And based on our data that we have, we just, in the dollars and cents, it just doesn't make sense for us to be putting that in.
Okay,
So,
just curious.
yeah, at this point, it'll be all drive-ups and
Okay.
non-climate control.
And again, you'll need access even during the day?
Yes, the
Okay,
gate's shut 24 hours a day, absolutely. The gate will never be just open.
And then if somebody has a problem, is there some sort of way they call you, or how does that work?
Yes, we have, Jason's our general manager sitting in the back here, and then we have 2 other fellows that take the phone calls if anyone needs anything, and they live within 7 minutes of the facility. And then, of course, we're down the street here in Troy.
Right.
So, yeah, if there's any issues, we have someone close 24
So
hours.
there'll be no manned office or anything?
None.
Okay, it'll all be by
All by
phone?
appointment only,
Okay.
correct. Yep,
Is there any plan for outdoor storage?
none,
Okay.
0.
Yeah, it seems to me like the size of the site for large, heavy industrial investment probably doesn't work, but it seems to be an appropriate use of the site for this type of activity, in my view, because it's a smaller site, but it is at the entrance to the city, and over time that entrance will be improved. So we had some discussions about compliance with the new code, especially in regards to fencing and those kind of things. But that's further down the line when you get to construction documents.
Well, I believe we'll build a facility that everyone can look at and say, that's a nice addition to, and at least that's how it's been in Troy. It's been a nice addition for what we build. We go up and beyond, so I think
Yeah,
that
that
corridor-
whole area, it'll be it'll set a new standard.
It will.
And that area will be improving. Thank you.
Yeah, all right, thank you.
Were there any other questions? Hearing none, is there anyone present who would like to speak for or against resolution number PC 26-23? Hearing none, seeing none, is there further discussion? Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second?
We have a motion and a second in regards to resolution number PC 26-23. The Planning Commission has studied the request, conducted a public hearing on the matter, and has established findings that indicate the proposed expansion will be compatible with the intended use of the real property, will not threaten the general health, safety, and welfare of the surrounding properties, and the adjacent property values will not be negatively affected. Granting the special use does not consume critical land resources that are uniquely suited to facilitate the needs of the community for economic development or other important needs, and conforms to all other applicable plans, policies, and regulations of the city. At this time, could you poll the commission?
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Mr. Bupp?
Aye.
Ms. Brandon?
Aye.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Mr. Koenig?
Aye. Resolution number PC 26-23 is approved. There's no other business. Mr. Schmiesing, is there anything else you'd like to share with the commission?
Nothing additional business matters. I know you all received an email from City Planner Kirsten French letting you know that she has stepped down from her position to pursue other opportunities. So we have the job posted through next week. We've already received a couple applications, and I suspect we'll have some news for you here in very short order.
So in the meantime, we'll be talking with you on any issues, correct?
Yes, I'm available. Call me anytime. Yep.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, at this time, if there's nothing, any of the commissioners, I'll receive a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
The meeting is adjourned.